Walking about with pawns in tow, I mislike that. You from Vermont? Bet you're as prejudiced as the rest of your lot. Well, got something you want to say, eh? Save it. You're not welcome here. Suppose you didn't know, but we don't allow Vermundian scum in this tavern. But I've got a heart of gold, me. I'll give you a chance to redeem yourself. All you've got to do is prove your mettle against these sods, alone. That is. If you're bested, then we'll take all you've got. It's only fair, ain't it? Put your back into it!
Well now, quite the brawl we're having here. But I must say, these odds are rather craven. Did you leave your honor at the door?
And who are you supposed to be? You a friend of this one?
Nay, I'm a sellsword. Coin is my only ally. 'Tis not my conscience that called me here. No. I simply cannot stomach acts of cowardice. Is there even one among you with the grit for a proper duel, one-on-one?
What'd be in it for us, eh?
The fact that I'd refrain from breaking your jaw. That's not quite the reaction I was hoping for. Mayhap you know not my face. How about my name then? Ragnar.
Ragnar? You're him? From the Scarlet Rains and the battle for Jeremiah? Well, 'tis clear you're a man best not crossed. But I trust you'll have no complaints so long as there's only one of us. Oi, bring it out!
Where's that reprobate gotten off to? We'll see if you can escape me a second time. Show him your mettle.
What was that?
I don't believe it. You're a bloody menace, you are. Come on, you lot. We're leaving.
Fine work, that was. Pray, save your thanks. I've no need of it. After all, judging by the skill with which you won that duel just now, I dare say you'd have bested those louts even if I hadn't intervened. I suppose that coward knew he was no match for you in a fair fight, so he had that beast take the beating for him. At any rate, 'tis safe to say you've piqued my interest. I hope our paths cross again someday. Of course, I can't promise I'll be as amicable then. As a sellsword, 'tis my policy to let my employer decide friend from foe. I'm sure you understand. Till next time.
One cannot help but wonder about that Sir Ragnar. Who is he, really? Well now, I'm not sure.
The world's changing. Not sure how much longer I can keep the inn open. It's tough. But complaining won't do any good.
Shall we get some rest then? I trust we've all inspected our equipment.
I've ne'er seen this sort of craftsmanship. How'd they work such a pattern into the blade? Hi there, Arisen! Forgive me, but I've made nary a lick of progress toward restoring that sword of yours. The blade's make is as intricate as 'tis beautiful. Suppose that's why these things ne'er see battle, eh? If I only knew how to create this pattern on the steel, mayhap the rest had come easier.
What are you jabbering about now?
Oh,
You're looking at the work of a blaze hammer. 'Tis a process scarce employed, but one befitting the prestige of a regalia sword. Honestly, girl, you're no apprentice of mine if you can't figure out aught as simple as that.
sorry, Brocker. Must have slipped my mind. But if these patterns were the work of a blaze hammer, mayhap that's what it'd take to fix the blade. If you've not heard the term, 'tis where you heat your hammer to extreme temperatures by dipping it in magma. 'Tis hardly e'er used since the hammers like to cool afore you can forge aught with it. Brocker's explained the process to me, but I wonder if that's enough.
It seems 'twill take a rather complex process to restore the sword, but I've no doubt that Sir Sara is up to the task.
You have my support.
Knowing that the patterns on the sword were the work of a blaze hammer complicates matters somewhat. Suppose I'll sleep on it. Mayhap the answer'll come to me on the morrow.
By and large, the people of Bakbatal seem to adore their benevolent empress.
Methinks it comes of their mutual devotion. Her Majesty offers up a prayer alongside her people every single day.
Vermin's people bear no such love for their Queen Regent. Though, of course, they have their reasons.
might the technique used to control us be dispelled?
So you're the one Benjamin sent to get the whelp to talk, eh? Well, go on then. Don't dawdle, and I'll thank you not to distract the jailers from their charge.
It seems we must part ways for the time being.
My parents were killed by brigands. And I've no doubt I'd have followed them to an early grave if Lanzo hadn't taken me in. He made me a part of the Coral Snakes. Gave me a home, a life. I wanted to repay him however I could, so I did what he told me. I know it ain't right to steal, but I thought I could use all that gold I filched to help someone, like Lanzo did for me. I didn't take it for myself, it was for the poor. I wanted to give people a chance to choose a better path in life, instead of ending up like me. That's why I did the things I did. Understand? And I don't believe for a moment that Lanzo meant what he said to me in the hideout. 'Twas all an act. So if you're waiting for me to talk, cuz, don't hold your breath. That's why I did the things I did. Understand? And I don't believe for a moment that Lanzo meant what he said to me in the hideout. 'Twas all an act.
You want a way to release the whelp sooner? Do you realise what you're asking? Well, there might be a way, only you didn't hear it from me. I've not the authority to promise such a favour, but that doesn't mean no one does. Lad Jada, for instance. I reckon he could get the lad his freedom, if you made it worth his while.
I'm a tad preoccupied just now, if you can't tell.
Aye, what can I do for you? Oh, you want the banded whelp released, do you? I suppose I could consider it. Aye, being head jailer has its privileges. I could accommodate such a request if I were so inclined. Of course, you'd need to prove your integrity first. I can't go around unlocking cells for just anyone. Aye, you've made your case well. I'll see to it that the request for the lad's release is put through. But you might have to be patient. One cannot rush these things.
That's why I did the things I did, and I don't believe for a moment that Lanza...
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
Fancy a gander? Fine wares or... Let me get that.
Clark means to unveil the sculpture before a select audience. He asked me to extend an invitation to you as well. I will await you at his estate in Vernworth's noble quarter.
Go on, have a look.
A sharp and work for anyone.
Take joy by the
Hold up. Looking for aught in particular?
Interested in my wares?
What's the make of this? What's to do?
Merriment, I say.
A customer, then. That changes things.
Don't suppose you know of any gainful opportunities?
Tis done, Master. Now a fairy stone can whisk us here whensoever we desire.
Go on, have a look. Wonder who might...
We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here?
patrons, connoisseurs, friends. My humblest thanks for joining me here at the unveiling of my collection's crowning jewel. There is much more I should like to say, but the anticipation is apt to kill me should I stall another moment. Let us gaze upon the sculpture now. Wow, what splendid work this is. Let us give a round of applause for young Fulvio, who breathed life into this block of stone, and for the good Arisen, who aided him in his noble venture.
That sculpture was rather impressive, wasn't it? It was well worth rendering our aid, methinks.
A result to be proud of.
Proposal to make, and methinks you'll want to hear it. See, a friend of mine has an empty house, but no use for it. And I see you round the inn rather often. Understand me? 'Twouldn't come free, mind, but the price is a fair one, and you'd have a place to call your own. What say you? Well, you needn't decide this very moment. Come speak with me again once your mind's set.
Put it to good use.
Are you trying to provoke me?
No! This is the last straw!
Encountering this foe here is a most unwelcome surprise. I want your...
How might I be?
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
What was that? Oh, I'm lost.
Not a care in the world.
In the meantime, I shall endeavor to procure information that would be of benefit to our cause.
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
We ought to put it to good use.
Well met, son. How might I be of service?
Hail, friend. How fare you? 'Tis not long now ere I am to undertake the trial of archery. I thought it only right to tell you that, as you were the one who gifted me the bow that I'll be using. I was also rather hoping you would consider attending. No one could be worthier of witnessing this milestone in elven archery than you. Ah, but the path to the arbor is not easily found or followed. 'Twould be best I escorted you. There is a log bridge near the ruins where I train. I'll await you on the other side. Come find me when you are ready to make for the sacred arbor, the village of my people.
A personage of great esteem is to return from Batal to Vermin. I speak of Sir Augustin. He is a noble and the leading voice of opposition against the Queen Regent. Your aid is requested in guarding his ox cart as it travels the high road. As a potential ally to your cause, 'twould do you no favors if he were to come to harm. I trust he will cooperate, and bear in mind that this is a matter of the utmost secrecy. Not even the captain of the guard has been informed of it. You have your orders. Read them, and follow them to the letter.
Let us do everything in our power to render aid to those in need.
Pray, excuse my boldness, sir. I am but a humble maid in service to a noble household. Might I beg a moment of your time? My master is in need of aid, you see, and I'm hoping you'll consider offering your assistance. Oh, thank you, sir. You cannot imagine my relief. Might we continue this conversation somewhere more discreet? You will find my master's manor in the noble quarter. Pray, meet me there at your earliest convenience.
This might be worth a read.
Shall we take a closer look?
Oh, it's not right. It doesn't make any sort of sense. The doctor examined him afore and said he'd be better with a bit of medicine. Yet e'er since he came here, he's only gotten worse.
I understand how you must feel. But you must see that your son's health continues to wane. There is no medicine that can heal him outright. He requires proper treatment. I am caring for him as best I can. I beg only for your patience. However, if you truly cannot entrust him to me, perhaps you would care to take him home with you instead. Mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him would aid his recovery. Of course, I would be sure to visit him as oft as I am able.
Home, you say?
Dear, we are pressed enough as 'tis.
All right, he stays. But pray bring my son back to health.
I will look after him. I swear it. Sir, ought you not be in... Ah, forgive me. You're not a patient, are you? I suppose you must be a visitor. 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Eleanor. I have the privilege of serving as abbess here. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, but I'm in the middle of making my rounds of the patients. Not to mention, I have to find the means to procure more medicinal ingredients. Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the roads, would you? I know 'tis perilous, but there is one ingredient in particular we cannot afford to run out of. You would procure it yourself? I am grateful beyond words, sir. In that case, might I trouble you to bring me some miasmite? The slums are a bane to the body's humors, and its residents are oft prone to illness. We do what we can with what little we have, but we're always short on helping hands. Your aid is most appreciated, sir. May your search prove fruitful.
Tell is, miasmite can be harvested from...
This is a place of prayer.
You best watch yourself.
How to spend the day?
This place offers a view of the sea.
How to spend the day?
Well met. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff.
Materials, eh? I shan't deny. They have their uses.
My bed, please. And I shan't resist.
So dull when there's nothing doing.
You don't look like much.
Best quality a soldier can have. Suppose I best earn my keep?
I'll gladly stay a while. So tired. I can get just about anywhere.
Only through prayer can I further my devotion.
I'm sure I can handle this.
I shall gladly aid you if 'tis within my power.
I've just had a thought. I shall never forget the agony I felt at the coronation. We... needs uncover the secret power that allows... for the command of Pool.
song it loves. Suppose I ought to earn my pay. I swear I'm dead on my feet.
All that fuss and nary a coin to show for it.
Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Splendid. You've my gratitude. Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Forgive me, but I must return to my rounds directly. Ah, but in place of a reward, mayhap I could give you a tour of the premises. Only if you've the time and inclination, of course. What say you? Would you care to accompany me? As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever treatment we can to those unfortunate who are stricken by maladies. Yet, at times, 'tis not enough. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived. An unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now even their poor son Lubomir has fallen ill. By chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. Yet, the family had not the money for the medicine he required. So, he was put into our care.
This place cheers me right up.
Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure, that they might inflate its price. But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best continue on my rounds. Pray, stay as long as you wish. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now, thanks to a kind donation.
Psst! You there! Help me! Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by day. It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself up. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till just a few days past. He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough to leave anon. Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. And yet, something isn't right about this place. Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the gracious hand, come tell me of them, won't you? I'd see to it myself, but I can hardly move.
Wish I could go on an adventure.
Medicine? Medicine! 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 Now! Now! Now!
Oh, someone help me. Jahan? Bruno, where have you gone?
Leave off before you earn my spite.
'Tis my duty to devote my life to prayer and
to keep us fed these days.
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convalesce under the abbess's care. None of the other sisters are permitted entry, including myself. Teles, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind. At times I hear strange cries and moans drift up from below. Which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet, a part of me is afeared for them.
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the abbess can enter? If the gracious hand has a secret, 'tis the abbess who keeps it, I reckon. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must find out what goes on down there. You've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying here not knowing. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught amiss down in that basement, it must be the abbess's doing. Should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the abbess, they'll know to come and arrest her. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need. If it exists to be found.
To get to the bottom of what is happening at the Gracious Hand, we shall have to acquire evidence of any misdeeds.
Indeed, you are correct.
How might we enter the basement sick room?
Splendid. Chaos in the world begins with chaos of the mind. I spend my days in quiet reflection.
A moment's prayer can do a world of good.
I do hope naught befalls Lubomir. I should like to see him walk out of here in good health. Beg pardon, sir, but this room is where our most severe cases convalesce. I must ask you not to disturb them. For your sake, as much as theirs. The patients in this room must not be disturbed. Leave this place at once.
Mayhap 'twould serve us well to track down the former patients mentioned in these records of treatment.
Indeed, you are correct.
We found some evidence, but there might be more to discover. Let us scour every inch of this room.
Splendid.
I need it. I need it. I need more medicine! I need it.
Oh, someone help me.
Quiet, but I like it here. I don't like it here. I want to go home. Suppose I can finish it tomorrow.
Tad Rowdy.
This is my moment. I mustn't...
Elena. Ah, yes. The Abbess of the Gracious Hand. A fine woman by all accounts. I was in her care once myself. But I must admit, I've always felt there's something off about her. You see, I was only a little under the weather when I entered her care. But then I started getting sicker and sicker till I was certain death would come for me. In the end, I survived, but methinks I was one of the lucky few. So many died down there. And once, I saw her, the Abbess, meeting with a strange man. She handed him a large parcel, all wrapped up, and he gave her something small in return. You'd think 'twere medicine, but I'd not have bought medicine from a man like that. He had the look of a scoundrel about him. They were whispering, but I did hear one of them say aught about keeping quiet. 'Tis well suspicious, eh? Where'd they meet? 'Twas in the square in the eastern part of the common quarter, and always a night, as I recall.
Lady Eleanor's a goodly person, a saint-like. Her earnest care saw me back to full health. I wavered between life and death for quite some time in that basement sick room, and she watched o'er me through it all. Can't say as I miss that basement, mind. 'Tis an eerie place, dark and shadowy, filled with the moaning of the sick. Suppose 'tis only to be expected, given the state of those assembled. I'm sure I was moaning too. Not much going on hereabouts.
What now? How'd I wind up here anyhow?
Something smells.
There's no easy thing.
There's a ladder here.
Ah, excellent find.
Here.
Aye, this is plenty. Lord Phasus is like to be in your debt. Nicely done. Suppose it can't have been easy to procure this much so quickly.
You suppose wrong. I command their full faith. 'Tis simple for me to extract what I require.
Ha! You're a fearsome one. Here's hoping I ne'er end up in your care.
Enough. I gave you yours, now you give me mine. I'd not be seen here with you.
Ah, of course. Wouldn't want to hurt the Lady Saint's image in the eyes of the common folk, would we? Here's your special medicine.
Glad we understand each other.
Aye, be seeing you.
This is not the first we've heard of Lord Phasus. What could his aim be, I wonder?
I'm not sure what we're dealing with here.
Tis good to see you.
Chaos in the world begins with chaos.
We are never truly alone. The heavens watch you.
Tis busy. I'll have nightmares if I let myself worry overmuch.
How precious little time.
All this patrolling does a number on my shoulder.
There's no easy thing.
Time to go home right now.
Hope this job plays out.
Just remember, I've somewhere to bring
As I recall, the abbess and two shared a few whispered words.
I'm dead tired.
What about this place makes me nervous?
Where's my gang? My claws could use a treat.
My bed calls. I'd be glad to stay here forever if I could.
You're back! Pray, tell me, have you found anything? These look like records of treatment. Johann and Bruno. I know these two. They left here not long ago, fit as a pair of fiddles. I recall them being especially meek to the abbess. Mayhap that's what got them out safely. At any rate, they may know aught of use. Loath as I am to ask more of you, perhaps you would speak to them in my stead? You're back! Pray, tell me, have you found anything? What? You found a medicine used only in the basement sick room? I don't like the sound of that. Do you think... Could I trouble you to look into this as well? Mayhap you could show it to the doctor I saw afore coming here. Radcliffe, his name was. He's staying in the rest town. Pray, sir, do what you can. I must know.
Methinks we would do well to bring this medicine to Sir Ratcliffe, the doctor over in the rest down.
Right you are.
I'm aching for a fight. I think
Living hard.
taking a wrong
Such quietude is a blessing.
What delights might there be? I grow restless when I do the same thing all along.
Have you heard tell of an ox cart travelling the roads at night? Honestly, I follow every regulation to the letter and only travel during the day. Why can't others do the same?
There's been much talk on the street of this phantom ox cart that travels after sunset. But I've heard rather enough of it. Our hands are full enough as it is.
If our destination is a distant one, travel by ox cart might be worth considering.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
We're not to talk during missions, sir.
This ox cart's bound. I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due. Now here's a welcome sight.
What must needs we take more than that?
Material, then.
I grant your weapon a magical boon. You have my protection.
I knew you would prevail, Master.
We can ill afford to grow overconfident. Our foe is not led us.
Result to be proud of.
How could I have forestalled this? You shall answer for this. Anyone just about anywhere.
Peruse at your leisure, sir.
So, we meet again.
Been a hard day.
Might as well take a look while you're here. Might as well take a look while you're... Here, eh? Many thanks.
No purchases to be made today, I see. I just hope the shopkeep understands.
Gold is a resource best spent judiciously.
Aye? In need of a doctor, are you? What's this you're giving me? Oh, I see. You want me to run some sort of test on this? Determine what manner of substance 'tis? Interesting. Well, you've certainly piqued my curiosity. Whatever your reasons, I'll take a look. Naturally, I'll need a bit of time with it. Come back again in... oh, I don't know. Later.
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
We ought to put it to good use.
I'm in no hurry to leave.
That's enough intellectual labor for one day.
I'll start dusting.
Keep my arms strong and
My bedrooms. As sharp as a stick. It's been a hard day.
Finally, some peace and
Well,
quiet.
it's time to put bread on the table. Need anything? Greetings. Faring well, I hope.
Well met, sir. How's the day treating you then?
Well, hello there, sir. Well, aye, there's always demand for weapons, particularly near the border where quarrels occur. every other day.
Always a pleasure.
Fancy a look at my wares?
Might as well take a look while you're here, eh?
Not sure what they
This looks
expect.
as good a place as any.
Let
Let me think on this. All this waiting around puts me to sleep. This is quite a quandary.
Ah, there you are. You've come at a good time. I've just finished running those tests. I must ask, where did you acquire that concoction? 'Tis a fell thing you got there. To be plain, 'tis more poison than physic. It has the potential to heal one's ailment, certainly. But only if they could survive long enough, which isn't likely. Worse still, it has addictive properties that are likely to cause the patient to become dependent on its deadly effects. I say patient, but I should hope whoever made this did not intend it as a method of treatment. You'd have to be well and truly mad to attempt such a thing. Worse still, it has, I say patient,
Might as well take a look while you're here, eh?
Am I shedding? Yeah, must be my winter coat growing in.
This ox cart, I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
Are you trying to piss me off?
Take the power of ice and turn it against our foes.
Seems we have a range left over. I feel they're ready.
Master set for me.
Well said.
Master, I discovered a treasure chest hereabouts during my last journey beyond the rift. Shall I guide you to it?
You pay for that?
You what?
I should have quit while I had the chance.
Let my magics grant you an elemental boon.
No hurry to leave.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Fewer monsters are to be found in the main road, though carts travel only by the sun's light.
This isn't worth my time.
Head to market, methinks. The hours seem to fly.
There's a ladder here.
Ah, excellent find.
Is there aught I can help you with, sir? Oh, if you're looking for Lubomir, his condition deteriorated to the point that he had to be moved to the basement sick room. He's not allowed visitors, I'm afraid, not even family. Even we're not allowed to go see him. No need to worry, though. The Abbess is tending to him personally. She'll nurse him back to full health, I'm sure of it. Do not approach me. The patients in this room must not be disturbed. Leave this place at once.
Someone.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to be ashamed of...
Got something for me?
Is there aught I can help you with? Oh, if you're looking... He's not allowed visitors. No need to worry.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
You best watch yourself.
Not my kind of place, this.
Something smells divine.
What are you doing? Unhand me this instant.
Many thanks for your assistance in this matter. Elena is being questioned as we speak. Suffice to say, your testimony, combined with the evidence you've procured, have cast a great deal of suspicion upon the abbess that she isn't like to shake. Pray have this, sir. 'Tis your reward for aiding us in our duty to this city.